So, very good evening to everybody. I hope everyone is safe and fine. So, I'm Prateek Saini and I welcome you all on behalf of Ventive. This event on fundamentals of design and various career opportunities. My name is Mr. Prateek Saini. He'll be live with us, and he is currently the user experience designer at Ventive. He is a design mentor and also the founder of Vasudev Foundation. So he will be sharing with us his experiences and his knowledge about this field of his field of design, and he'll be guiding us with knowledge.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Talveen, for the introduction, and I can say thanks to each and everyone who are joining us today. And firstly, happy Dashera to each and everyone. So I want to add something about my introduction. As you know, my name is Prateek Saini. I have more than 3 years of experience in UX UI design line, and currently I am a full-time freelancer where I am doing a freelance work for 2 US companies. And along with this, I am mentoring near about 15 children. And beside that, I'm running one organization as well, which called the Vasudev Foundation, uh, where I'm teaching near about 30 underprivileged children at free of cost. So that's a bit about myself. And yeah, and guys, today we can learn about the fundamental of design. So I think I can proceed with this. So let me share my screen so we can jump into the topic directly. So and before I can jump into the topic, I can say that this session is mainly for the beginners who are just start their career, and who want to learn a basic thing about graphics, UX and UI. So this section is mainly for those people. So let me just share my screen. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with the brand. So, what is brand? It's my request to all my viewers, in the comment section, please write it down what you understand by brand. Huh? Because what I feel is brand is not just about logos. Every brand or every iconic brand adds some values, emotions, aspirations, and design in their brand. It's every product has a one goal that they can create a very good relation between their product and their users. So if you can see here, I'm showing here the 4 logos of big brands like Google, Facebook, Instagram, and Netflix. These brands are not just recognized by their logos. Initial stage, when these companies are at their initial stage, so they add their values, they add some values in people's life, just like Google. There are lots of other stuff or other websites where we can search anything on internet, like Bing and similar, like some competitors of Google like Yahoo. But still, why every time Google is come into our mind is because Google adds some value in our life. Simply for the social media, when we are thinking about social media, so Facebook and Instagram comes firstly in our mind, because these both brands create some very good value in our life. Samely like Netflix, when we are talking about some movies, online movie stuff, so Netflix and Amazon Prime come in our mind. Why? Because they create some emotional relation between us and their product. So that's where the every brand goal is. Okay. So one question is always come to your mind, how we can make any brand iconic. Huh? So just with the help of fundamental of design, with the fundamental of design we can make every brand iconic. And how, I can tell you. So the first question come in our mind, like what is the fundamental of design and how we can make any brand iconic with the help of fundamental of design. So fundamental of design is basically like everything like every visual medium from fine art to web design. So in the fundamental of design, we can cover each and every small elements and small details like font, shape, size, texture, etc. Okay, so if you can see my first example here, where I'm showing you that there are like this is the illustration, and in this illustration, if you guys look closely, there are lots of textures into this. So the designer who create this thing, they add a texture inside this illustration. And if you see, there is a space between these trees, and into these space we can clearly see the images, image of Harry Potter. So in this way, we can create by the use of fundamental of design, we can create any illustration or any stuff in the designing. Okay, clearly, I'm showing you the another example how we can use it. So you can see there is a thin line. There is a thin line in this software, and due to this line, we can clearly see there are multiple sections divided. Like there is a one section which is like left side bar. There is another section between here. There is another section, and there is a top bar. And all these section divided by just through this simple or a very small thin line. And one more thing, like here, if you can notice that there is a rectangle as well. So this is also this is not just sheet here. This is a rectangle as well, and which is count in the fundamental of design. Okay, and one more thing, like in the fundamental of design, there are two building blocks. One is element of design. Second is principle of design. So we can let's jump into that. The element of design. What are the element of design? The element of design are the thing that make up any design. Okay, like how we can make any design more beautifully or aesthetically pleasing design. So these element of design are helping us a lot. So you can see there are n number of elements of design. We can't like count on our fingers. So there are some basic elements which we can use on a daily basis on our design system. So one is line, one is shape, one is texture, one is size, one is color, and one is direction. So on today's lesson, I'm going to tell you only the initial three lines. A line is a shape that connect two or more points. Like if like from A point to B point, if we can use the line, so we can connect to both the things. Okay. So if you can see my first example, this is a like very thin line or straight line, and this is the wavy line, and this is the jagged line. Okay, in the form of like zigzag. And in this area, you can see the first line is thin and the second line is very much bold. So in this way, we can use the line. It's depend upon your design to design and where you are putting. So it's totally depend upon that. So secondly, with just line, we can create a whole illustration as well, where you can see you can see in my example, just through this line, we can create the whole illustration example. And how this line can help us in the flow as well. You can see this is the application of online fitness app, and we are using just line to show a perfect flow. Like there are user, there are subjects. So just because of this line and arrows, uh, we can clearly see where we are going. So line is a part of a fundamental. Line is a part of a fundamental element of design. So line is the first element of design which we can use in the UX UI a lot, even in the graphic as well. Let's jump to the second topic, shape. Shape is like self-contained defined area. Like mainly it's divided into the two sections. One is geometric, one is organic. Okay, so what exactly it is? Like geometric means that you can like it could be anything like circle, rectangle, triangle, stars, pen, so these are the things which counted in the geometric, which is symmetric shapes. Okay, in the mathematics we are using these shapes a lot. And on the other hand, we have organic shapes, which is asymmetric. What does it mean? Like it's a totally free form shape, just like a illustration which we are creating. So I show you this example if you notice here. So this is like free form shape, like we can curve it from anywhere. So in this way we can use the shapes in our designing. And how we can like use it? So here is another example. So on the one side there is a like typography, and on the other side there is a kind of a image. And in this image we create this image by using the geometric items. If you notice that, so this whole section is divided by the use of geometric. And secondly, even this CTA is also a rectangle shape. So in this way we can use the shapes in the in our design. Then third is textures. Texture is a surface quality of shape like rough, smooth, glossy, etc. So here are some examples which I guess help you out, guys. So there are like multiple texture which like lots of graphic designer are using in their day-to-day life. So here is another example, like this is a graphic work done by one graphic designer. So you can clearly see here like there is a texture using in this graphic design. There are pattern texture. Okay, so in this way we can use a texture in our design form. Secondly, there is a like I hope you all I hope you all are aware of iPhone, obviously. So iPhone in few years back they are using the glossy icons in their cell phone. So in this way they use the texture elements in their like day to day work like experience. Huh? As a graphic designer, we can use or create it in the graphic work. In the glossy we can use in the iconography. So in this way we can use the texture. Secondly, now we can jump on the topic of principle of design. Till now we read about elements of design. Okay, so what is principle of design is? Principle of design is means how we can use those elements of design we just read it out. Okay, so principle of design, there are just 6 principle of design which we have to follow, but there are n number of elements of design. Be sure that. Okay, so what is the element? What is the principle of design? The first one is balance. Balance means how we can balance our design. Like it should be equally weighted from each area. Proximity means like how close you are to your family. I will explain you everything in detail. And then this alignment means that your work, it should be like a left aligned, right aligned, or center aligned. Then there is a repetition. How, like I can give you one example of this thing. Like if you are using the yellow color in your CTA, so throughout your application or website, that yellow color should be repeat. So that's count in the repetition. Then the contrast. Contrast means like how you can contrast everything. Like contrast is basically help you out to like where you want to give a perfect attention to your user. So contrast will help you out in that. And then there is a shape. Shape is like it's like a it's like a big it's perform a very big role in the designing, because your stuff or your design should be in a very good space area. So your design should be in a like you can see here example like button. You can give a proper breathing space to this button. Okay, so in this way we can use this thing in our design. So let's jump into let's learn about these things in a depth way. So you can see here balance. Okay, so balance means like how we can divide the weight of our elements. So here is the first example. Like 50% of the area is created or using by the typography, and the 50% area is using by the image. So in this format our design is divided equally. Okay, so I'm expecting like whenever you are creating something in UI, UX, or graphic work, your design should always be balanced, so it's very easy for the user to understand or read the stuff. And here like we can see the another example of Instagram, how beautifully they divide the weight. So I can show you here. Like, so this is the first section, and this is the second section. So in the first section, they divide the weight into like where we can upload our image or any profile picture. In the second section, we can like show the typography, which we are related to our post or about ourselves. And the third weight is divided here. where we can like clearly see where we can add our stories, huh? And this is at last the fourth stage. Okay, so in this way, Instagram divide his weight in the whole area. So as a designer, I suggest to each and everyone, whatever you will going to create, so make sure your every element is divided equally. Okay, you give a proper weightage to each and everything. And then we can jump on the topic of proximity. Okay, proximity, it's literally a very important in designing. And why? Because due to the proximity, it's create a relation between the elements. Okay, and how I can show you one example which I give to my all the students. Okay, so there is a family A and family B. Okay, and there is you. Okay, so right now if I am a user, so it's very hard for me to just this thing you is belong to family A or family B. But now if I can put you near to the family A, so now it's very easy for me to judge that you belongs to a family A. So in this way, we have to use the proximity when we are going to create an application or website. We have to take care of proximity rule. I can give you another example how we can use this thing in our application. So here you can see that there is a photo of a lady, okay, and this is her name, and she has a 35 transaction, and this is her amount of transaction. Okay, so we can, as a user, we can clearly judge that this whole information belongs to this lady, and the second information belongs to Jordan. Okay, so how we can figure it out this thing is just because of the proximity, because they are very close to each other, just like our family. In the second example, if we can figure it out, right now we can see there is a heading called artist, and then there is a latest review. And now you can see there are lots of pictures under the browse artist. But as a user, it feels me like little confused, because right now this image is in very middle. Okay, you can clearly see the browser artist have a same distance the latest review has. Okay, so what we can do is we can just remove this area. Okay, so if we can put these images a little upward or close to the browse artist, so as a user we can clearly see that okay, this belongs to the browser artist. So in this way we can understand what is proximity. And alignments means alignment, it's help you it's an element that allow them to create a visual connection to each other. And how we can create a connection to each other is you can see another example here. Firstly, before that, you have to understand that we are creating every design for our user only, for their ease. Okay, so how we can do this thing? So enter to win, you can see here there is a heading, and then there is a paragraph. This whole section is the left aligned. Okay, so as a user point of view, it's very easy for me to read this whole section. Simply, you can clearly see there is a column 1 inside space alignment, so all this section is left aligned. So as a user, it's very easy for me to read this thing and understand this stuff. Simply, I can show you the another example. Here, this is a center aligned thing. Okay, so firstly you can read this company logo or what the typography is written over there. Then, as a user point of view, if I can see this thing, I'm not very much happy. Why? Because I can my eyes jump into directly on this topic, on this line. Then my eyes have to go here. So as a user, this takes my effort. Okay, and as a user or as a designer, we don't want that our user will we will give us so much pain to our user. Okay, so we have to take care of that thing, huh? So in this way we have to understand how we can improve this thing. So I can give you one example. Like if we can use this typography in the left line, and if we can put this image on the right side, so maybe this problem will solve. Otherwise, if you go with the center line, so make sure that the spacing between these words is should be a very less. Okay, so I think that's a bit from my side. So it's my request to all my viewers, so that if you guys facing any problem in my PPT which I showed to you. You can ask me any question, I can reply you that. Otherwise, we have a lots of questions from our viewer side, so I can open that and give you answer one by one. If you have any kind of doubt, guys, so you can ask me on the comment section. Otherwise, I can like start with the questionnaire which you guys already sent it to me.
Yes, Prateek.
Yeah,
So we already had a poll about it, and we have a few questions with us, which participants have asked.
yeah.
So the first question is, what is the easiest way to get updated with the latest trends on UI UX that have been used throughout the world?
Okay, okay. How we can understand what's latest trend is going on? Huh? Is this your question?
Yes, how do we get updated with all the latest trends?
Okay, okay. So, guys, understand the question first. To This is for my all the viewers. How we can understand what's latest trend is going on. So we can just go a little back. Initially, if I can tell you about there are everyone in the whole world they don't believe in online shopping. Huh? So once the Amazon come and Flipkart come, they create a relation with the people. They build a like very good relation with the people. So with that user perspective is changed. Their trend is changed. Now their trend is they are more prefer to do the online shopping instead of a go on a offline stores. Okay. So in this way we have to understand like what's going on in the market. Okay, what's going on the market, so how we can update ourselves. So as a designer I can say, if firstly our industry is divided into the three ways, like one is graphic, one is UI, one is UX. So it's different for each and every type of person. So if you are a graphic designer, so I personally suggest to graphic designer that Behance and Pinterest is very good for you guys, where you can jump on. And for the UI point of view, to know what trend is going on, you have to jump on the dribble, which is I feel like a best platform for the UI point of view. And for the UX point of view, I can say you guys can read some books, and you guys can watch an book. Like that will definitely going to help you. And one more thing, what my experience is in this, recently I invite a car wale vice president in my Sunday call. So he tell me about this trend things. Okay. So he tell me that Apple Watch is when Apple Watch is launched first time. So before that their guidelines was launched. Okay. So as a designer it's our duty to read those guidelines, because if you are not updated and if you are not going with the trend, so I don't think it's fair to your industry, because as a designer we all have to always go with the trend. And secondly, if I can tell you about the website trends, where you can see, so you can try out product hunt and awards, where you can see lots of websites are launched. And what I observe in the website is now the trend in the website is little change. So if you observe the big brands who just launched, so they are using a very very big font in their website. So in this way I think you have to follow the latest things which going on in the market. And one more thing, and one more thing, how you can observe the things. Okay, if you can jump on Amazon or Flipkart, which is already established. Okay. So what's the problem with the big brand is they can't they can't they can't change their whole website on the single day. Okay. Because they already have a bulk of user. For the trend, you always have to follow the latest things. Latest thing means like what latest website is launched in the market, what latest apps is launched in the market. So in this way, like you can try out some trendy things. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Prateek, for that answer.
Yeah.
So now we have a question. The programs that you use for your presentation, for making your presentation, someone's asking that.
Programs, as in, like this question is not clear to me.
The
Program, as
softwares
in, if you are
basically,
talking
I
about.
think if this.
Yeah. Okay, like we can like guys, we can look, one website is like recently launched, which is pitch.com. Okay, where you can create a very beautiful presentation in a very less time. But like as a designer, I feel that like for me the best software is Figma, where I have a like full authority or full editing, where I can do anything on over there. So I'm very much comfortable on Figma. So I shared or I create my PPT on Figma. Other than that, like you guys can use the pitch.com, and there are lots of other things or software. If you are from the non-technical background, so you guys can try out Canva as well, because over there it's very easy to build any presentation. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prateek. And so the next question by Prateek Verma, he asks on what application we can practice UI UX.
Okay. Application again, like the I think it's again talking about the software. Okay. Firstly, you have to understand that this is not UX UI. This is both are separate. UX is separate and UI is separate. Okay. So firstly, we can I can like go a little deep in this question. Okay. This thing like. How you want, firstly, what is your goal? You have to be clear. Okay, you want to become a UX designer or you want to become a UI designer. Okay, or in India what I observe is people want to become a UX UI. They know a little bit of UI designing and they know a little bit of UX designing. That means their end goal is become a product designer. Okay, so as a UX designer, I personally suggest to each and everyone, try out some medium post and try out reading some books like design of everyday thing, or similarly like and try out some courses which is available on online. Otherwise, if you are a proper beginner, so I personally suggest try out some mentor, because was the like nothing is better than the self learning, huh? But was the problem in the self learning, it's very much time consuming. So for the small basic things, for learning some small basic things, you have to spend a lots of time in the industry. Okay, so if you can try out some mentors, so they will like help you out or save you lots of months. Okay, so I personally suggest try out that. Otherwise, for the application, I can jump on your question, Pratik Verma, like about the application. We can use the Figma, because like what I feel is like I am a full time freelancer, as I told you. Initially I was using Sketch, but but I feel is when I'm talking to a lots of clients, so they are always demanding the Figma software. Okay, that they want they want their design on Figma, because Figma is very good for the collaboration. Even it's better than the XG as well. So I can see on the internet there is a, like a lots of fight between XG and Figma, but I personally suggest that Figma is best, because you can see the live changes over there. And if you are a client, if you think about the client perspective, so it's very good to see the to share your work on Figma.
Okay, so that also answers Momina's question, who was also asked the which one is best out of Figma and XD. So I think Prateek has answered that question very well, that Figma would be better for collaboration.
Yeah,
So
I
we'll
can,
move on.
extend this thing. I can extend this thing. And
Yes, sure,
sorry.
sure. Go on, Prateek.
Yeah, yeah, because it's not that like look, everyone has its own perspective. So it's just Prateek Saini's perspective that I feel that Figma is very good. Okay, I can tell you about my experience. Like I use all three software which is like very much demanding in the industry. One is Sketch, one is XZ, and one is Figma. So I try out all these three things. What I feel is like there is a bulk of plugin available in the market of Figma. Okay, and it's a like next big thing in the market of designing, because every client is looking for the Figma designer, not just XD designer. And if you are creates something on Sketch, so you can like use those file on the Figma as well. So all the Sketch users shifted towards the Figma. And why I'm not suggesting everyone that start your designing process on XG, the reason behind that, yes, in XG the transaction is very good, but but on the other hand we can see the same type of transaction on the Figma as well. And the problem in the XJ is like it's not very much smooth in the collaboration way, which is I feel the Figma is. So from the client perspective, because at the end we are working for the client, this is the practical thing. So if we are working for the client, so we make sure that that client should be very happy from our end. Okay, so that's our end goal. So we have to focus always on our end goal. And as a designer, what I feel is if we are using any software like XG or Sketch, so it's very hard for us to switch our software because we are very much comfortable in that. Huh? Like I can give you a live example. Like if we all are doing a remote job. Okay, so right now after like 5-6 months we are continuously doing a remote job. So now we are very much comfortable in our area. So when we are going to when our office will going to be open, so on the starting days we are not feeling very good. So this is what I experience is when I switch from Sketch to Figma. In starting days I'm not feeling comfortable with Figma, but after a week or two I feel wow, like Figma it's far better than even a Sketch, and it's very easy and fast for the collaboration and to work as well. Even I can sorry to extend this question a lot, but what I observe is like there are lots of freebies available in the market. Okay, so if you are this is mainly for the UX designer who don't want to hire any UI designer. So there are lots of freebies available on the market, and even Figma is also launched their community where you can upload your freebies over there, so they can like easily like use those freebies in their design. So that's why I said I think Figma is better. But again, like this is just my opinion. Everyone has its own opinion.
Yes, that was a great answer, Prateek. So we have a question. I'm a second year student from CSE branch and I have recently gained interest in graphic designing. Could you please help me with the roadmap for this path? So we've been getting this question a lot. Beginners want to know about how they should start their
Yeah.
career towards designing. So please guide them.
Yeah. Firstly, guys, I want to tell you one thing. Like lots of people book my session on Calendly. So and maximum of them is from different background, like nursing, accounts, or some other backgrounds. I'm facing this question on a daily basis. Okay. Like yes, in this case she is a student, but in other case I'm talking about overall. Lots of people are doing lots of people are working in accounts or nursing background or some other background, SAP. So what I feel is please don't jump on designing is just because of the money. Okay, if you literally feel that designing is something for you, and if you feel that like you have a passion in designing, so jump on that thing. Otherwise, if you can do anything, and if you are good at that, so I feel you can earn a lots of money in your own field. But still, like if you are passionate about designing, I initially like for the graphic designing she is talking about. So in the graphic designing, I can say that learn how to like fundamental of design. Seriously, this is a very basic thing as a graphic designer to learn or know how to balance your design. Okay, like I can give you one example. Uh, as a graphic designer, we have to create a lots of banners and posters, which put on the road holdings, right? Like, what's the motive behind that? Like, and who is your target audience? So, target audience is that person who is driving a car or scooter. Then they can see your banner. Then they can see your banner and then go out. Okay. So he hardly spent 2 to 3 seconds to your banner. Seriously, just 2 to 3 seconds to your banner because he's driving. He have to continuously concentrate on the road as well. So as a graphic designer, it's your duty how you can like create that banner in a very like beautiful way, and what message you want to convey them, it should be proper clear and with a bold fonts. Okay, because he will just spend you 2 to 3 seconds, and then he can see that and read the line and then go away. Okay, so make sure that as a graphic designer you create a things which like we can like easily readable. Okay, and how we can start like look, every person has its own problem. Like some people facing that they are not very good to choose colors. Some people are not very good in typography. So make sure that you are being honest with yourself, and you as a person already know in which thing you are not good. So try to follow that and do hard work on that. So, and how you can start your career, I personally suggest you like try out some mentor, because they will save you lots of months, and they can create the roadmap as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prateek, for guiding our newcomers and newbies who will be starting their journey towards graphic designing. So there's a very important question now. Okay,
Mhm.
let's just continue with Shivendra's question. I'm beginner who designs poster and banners for communities and organization. So what should I do to enhance my skill?
Okay. Enhance my skill. Okay. Firstly, be honest with you and be transparent. Okay, like why I'm saying that be honest with yourself, because sometimes what happen is we know that we are not good in, like I can give you an example, like that we are not good in choosing the color. Okay, so please spend lots of time to choosing a perfect color palette and figure out and read lots of blogs regarding the color, because every color has its own meaning. It's not that you are creating something like you are creating for children and you are using any color. No, you have to figure out what's your target audience is looking for. Okay, in that way you can choose your color, in that way you can improve your skill. Huh. So for improving the skill, the first thing is just be honest. Secondly, always welcome the feedback. Okay, what I experience is in my initial days, I mean, I'm still a beginner, but still, like in my very initial days, what I feel is like when I'm going to show someone my design, so they give me a feedback, and I always defend my design. Okay, and I always defend my design. So what I feel is, even they give me the like good feedback, even they are saying the right thing, but as a designer, some kind of ego come inside me. Okay, so I feel that no, I created this thing, so definitely I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, so please remove that ego and always welcome all the feedbacks, so that will like help you out as a designer. Because at a point of time, if you are just continuously defend your design, so no one will give you a feedback. Huh? So it's just like they will just give you a 2 to 3 time feedback, honest feedback. Other than that, that one thing is come in their mind, that no man, he's always defend his design, so I will not give him much feedback. So they will say, ha, theek hai, theek hai. So in this way, like always welcome all the feedbacks, and again, like um, join any community and try out, make sure that you can like build lots of relationship with the designers. Okay, so they can help you out, or they can guide you in a good way. So in this way, as a beginner, you can improve your skill by being honest, always welcome feedback, and make sure you can develop or build a relation with other designers. And yes, hard work is always there.
Okay. So Aksh asks how a fourth year student can go for jobs in UX designing as a fresher.
Huh. Okay. Like recently, I can again, like I feel if I can give you examples, through the example we can understand more. Okay, so I can give you one example. One of my student recently joined Zeta India as a UX designer. Okay, so and she is in a third year of MCA. Okay, so how we can do that? Firstly, it's not about like it's not about degree, it's not about experience, it's always about skill. Okay, in my dad student, she have a lots of skill, and she proved in her interview as well. Okay, so always focus on the skill instead of a degree or experience. It doesn't matter you are in a fourth year, or it doesn't matter you have a 4 year of experience. If you don't have a skill, no one will going to hire you. Make sure that. Okay, so you make sure that you will gain a lots of skill in UX or UI, and whatever your goal is graphic, UX, UI. Make sure you are very good in that, and try out and build a relationship, because it's like seriously important in our industry. Because the more designer you know, the more feedback you will get from them, and the more knowledge you will gain. Okay, so make sure that before try out any job, your skill should be good. Then if you have a good skill, so it doesn't matter it's Google, Microsoft, or any other company, they will definitely going to hire you, because it's never about degree, it's never about experience, it's just about skills.
Okay, so this is again a very common question that usually people ask us. How to build a strong portfolio for product designing if you work in some tech company?
Okay, strong portfolio for product designer. Okay, so like I can like extend this question a bit. Okay, right now you are asked for the creating a portfolio for product designer. Product designer is that person who is very good in UI and who is very good in UX as well. Okay, which like so in this way, whatever portfolio you will create, it should be visually pleasing, and it should be tell you the process as well, like what process that you are using in your portfolio. Okay, so first thing, if you are creating something like visually pleasing, okay, so if you are do any kind of mistake in your portfolio, so as a recruiter, like they will forget that, they will ignore those mistakes. Like even like when I was going in the campus placement hiring, okay, so I saw there are lots of portfolios over there. So I saw that like some of the portfolio is they use a perfect process, they use a like literally perfect process, but their visual design is it's very very bad, very very bad. But again, like some people like create a very like a very pleasing portfolio, and I can see their process is just fine. Okay, but was a problem in the industry is like UI is the thing which you can see always on top, and UX is the thing, it's a kind of a back end type stuff. So which you can like see after like after your product will going to be launched. So that's the UX, and UI is it's always appear on the top, like how beautifully your design is. Like if I can tell you about the pitch.com, right now we don't know like how successful it is in the market or not in future, but right now if we can see their software, it's very pleasing. So as a person or as a designer or as a user, I will definitely going to jump over that. Why? Because it's visually pleasing design. Okay, so I it's my suggest to everyone who are creating any portfolio, so make sure that it should be pleasing, and you add a perfect process, including like user persona, including like what's like and dislike of the user is. You do the competitor analyze, you create a information architecture, and show all the flows of what you and how your process is going on. Okay, uh, let's jump to the next question. Okay, how like I can read you out the question because I feel there is some internet disturbance. Okay, how a fresher can go in a UX design company? Okay, so this is a Aksh question again. How fresher can go in UX design company? Okay, so Aksh, like I think I already answered this thing. Just focus on your skills. Okay, how you can improve your skills. Like it doesn't matter like you have experience or not, or you are fresher. If you have a skill, if you have a problem solving skills, and you understand the user feeling, and you have a passion about the UX design, so company will definitely take care of that thing, will not going to ignore you as a designer, they will definitely going to hire you. Yes, next question.
Yeah, so Prateek, there's a question. How can I switch from my domain to design domain? So if someone is thinking of switching from some domain to designing domain, how should he go about?
Okay, okay, like this is like again this question is like on a daily basis I hear this question from a lots of people when they book my session. And I can tell you about like lots of my students is from like it's literally from a big company like Accenture, Deloitte, and IBM, but they are from the different domain and they want to switch into designing. Firstly, I'm requesting to each and every fresher who are seeing this thing, it's not that like you are in a different domain, then you are not earning good money in your domain, so let's switch it to UX. So I know it's this is how industry is not working. Okay, so make sure that you are passionate about it, and you love designing, because what's the beauty of designing is there is on a daily basis there is a new challenge in the market. Okay, you can't repeat your own design. Okay, so how you can start with, like, firstly you should be clear what you want to become. You become a graphic, you become a UI, you become a UX, and make sure your goal is depend upon that. So if you want to become a UX designer, okay, so again, in the answer of this question, like, you have to be sure that you want to teach everything by yourself or learn everything by yourself. And if you are from a different domain, so I personally suggest try out some mentor. The reason behind that, you are still working in that organization. Okay, because I personally do not suggest everyone that leave your current company and focus only on UX UI directly. Okay, because everyone has its own issues or financial issues is going on. So it's depend upon person to person. So I initially suggest to everyone who is from a different domain, firstly be clear yourself in which domain you want to go. You want to go in UX, graphic, or UI. Okay, and then try out some mentor or online course, because they will teach you in a proper hierarchy way. Okay, what's the problem in self learning is, in designing, like, you can't find each and everything, all the content at one place. No, you can't find it. Some content you find on YouTube, some content you find on books, some content you find on Medium articles. Okay, so try out some mentor, so to switching any domain, so they will create a perfect roadmap for you. Okay, and help you out in your career growth. Yeah.
Yes. So, question is, if someone is already doing good in his industry and also earning good amount of money, but if he wants to change the industry in UI UX, how long it will take to understand the basic of UI UX?
How could I answer this? Like it's depend upon you. Like, how many hours you going to devote to UX UI, and how passionate you are about UX UI. Look, firstly, one thing should be clear in your mind: why you want to sit in UX UI. Okay, I totally understand. It's never about money. It's about, like, how much enjoy we are doing in our current job. Okay, or our domain. Okay, if you are not enjoying that, so yes, then you can try out UX UI. But if you are already enjoying that, so I don't suggest to anyone, because like, you can earn uh, like 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 everyone in every industry is earning good, to be very frank. Okay, it's just you don't have that much skill, so that's why you are not earning that much. So just try out to gain some skill, and you will going to earn a lot in your industry. Okay, so how long it's take, I can answer this, because it's depend upon person to person on how many hours he want to devote to the designing. And again, like, if he's like still my answer is same, because lots of questions are repeating. If you are going in the self learning, because in the self learning is there is no roadmap for you. There's no roadmap, so you don't know what I have to go with and what topic I have to go next. So make sure that you can try out any course or mentor, whatever you feel comfortable, and in that way, like, you can learn UX UI. But if you are like giving 8 hours on a daily basis, so you will learn UI in just 3.5 months. Because this is what I teach to my student. They will all of my students will going to learn in just 3.5 months about UI. And about UX, I'm teaching them side by side as well, so they know a bit how to create how to do the UX writing, or how to create any their portfolio, how to create persona, what likes and dislikes is going on. So I think 3.5 months, it's fine enough to get a job in UX UI. But yes, not to get a job of lead, because according to this question, he's earning a good amount of money. That means he sounds like he's a lead person in his area. Okay, so you will not get a directly job as a lead designer, because they will treat you as a fresher because you are from the different domain. So make sure that.
Yes, Pratik. So this question is, where do you find inspiration for UX designing? And we've also had this question from a few more participants, like, why did you choose this career? What is about designing that attracts you?
Okay, I can like tell you. tell you about my past history. So I guess maximum of them can relate this thing. I am from the IT background. I did BCA, then MCA. Like technically, or like according to my studies, like I want to become a developer. But what I feel is but I feel is like developing is not my line. So I choose designing, and as a designer, I start my career as a video animator. Okay, but before that, I placed one company where like I have to do where I have to do. I can't say that company name in the live session, but where I have to do just pressing two buttons. Y means yes, N means no. Okay, so they are like preparing a brain for Google, where and that company is like very reputed in the industry. So they are just creating a brain of Google. So where as a person, what I have to do in that job is like there is questions come out on my screen, just I can give you an example like uh, who is this? Is this a Prateek Saini? And the image comes out over there. So I have to press yes means yes, and means no. Y means yes, and means no. So this is what I have to do. But after a week, just after a week, I was get very frustrated from that job. Okay, and then I have to like think that then I decided that I talked to my parents that no, I will not going to continue this job anymore. I love designing so much. I love creating a video. So I initially start my career as a UX as a video animator. But unfortunately, on that time there is no mentor who can guide me, and I try out some YouTube videos, but YouTube videos are very random. Okay, so there is no hierarchy. So that's why I leave that thing. And my elder brother is a UX designer as well. So he give me a bit of inspiration about UX UI. Then after a couple of months, I teach each and everything by myself. And one more thing I want to advise each and everyone: if you have a luxury, so buy your home or on rent near to your office as much possible as. Okay, why like I'm living in Rohini, Delhi, and my office is in Noida. My ex office is in Noida, and it's take near about 2 hours on a one time journey. Okay, so on a daily basis, I'm wasting 4 hours on traveling, and then like tiredness, you can include that. Okay, so what I figure it out is like I will take my home very near to my office, so I will save those 4 hours plus my energy as well. Okay, which spend in that journey. So on that 4 hour, I start learning and gaining some new skills. And like after 6 7 months, I feel that I get a good amount of learning to apply to any good company or other company. So I feel just spend a lots of hours, because you in which domain you have to spend a lots of hour to improve your skills. And make sure that like what my dad says is I want to say this thing in Hindi: आप कभी अकेले ऊपर नहीं बढ़ सकते हो. हाँ, my dad is always saying that हमेशा अगर ऊपर बढ़ना है ना, तो किसी का हाथ पकड़ के जितना उनको ऊपर खींचोगे आप उतना ऊपर जाओगे. So simply guys, this is where like you can build a relationships. Okay, like build lots of relationship, because like if I can tell you about my experiences, some of my current client is from my ex company, because I built a very good relationship with them. And even I have a very good relationship with the CEO and like director from my ex company as well. So because they will help you a lot to like improve you as a person or improve you as a designer. Okay, so be make sure that you build a lots of relationships with the client, with the company owner, director, and other designers as well. Huh. So that's where I get some inspiration. And my elder brother is my one of the biggest inspiration, I can say. Okay. Do we need to
Okay, so
learn?
Nimrit asks, do we need to learn front-end coding?
Yes. Look, firstly, what's your goal? You have to be make sure that if your goal is to become a product manager, not product designer, so yes, you have to learn that. If you want to just become a product designer, so it's not like, I don't think you need to learn this thing, but still it's just a plus point if you know front end coding, because I am from the IT background. I did BC and MC. I know a bit of coding. So how this coding has helped me as a designer is like if I am going to create any feature, okay, build any feature, so as a like if you are a coder, so you know how many days or time this feature will going to be launched. Like as a designer, like it's very easy for us to like create a rectangle, like just pressing a R button and create a rectangle. But for creating that rectangle, coder have to write the whole code. Okay, so you have to understand their pain point as well, because as a UX designer, you have to work for three people. One is your user, one is your business goal, and third one is developer. Okay, your product should always be built for your user, but you have to take care of your business goal as well, because at the end, if your business is not taking profit, so it doesn't like they will fire you, to be very frank, huh? So they need a money from their product. Okay, their end goal is to earning a product from their their goal is like earning a lots of money from their product. One of the goal, and third is technical. Okay, technology. Like we have to take care of developer as well, because like as I told you, if we are creating any application in 20 days, so developer have to spend 2 months for that, to creating that thing, to creating that application. So we have to always talk to a developer that this feature, how much long this feature take time or not. Okay, so we make sure that you are always in a touch with developer. If you don't know about coding, if you know about coding, so it's always the plus point. So lots of companies are looking for the people who know a bit of coding as well, so definitely it's a plus point, but it's not necessary.
Okay. So, Pratik, we'll be taking our last question for the day, which is, with the continuous rise of remote work, what are some key factors to take into account in the user centered design process?
Okay, okay. So again, like I want to share my experience with this. uh, I leave my ex company on Jan, near about before even this pandemic happened in India. So what I feel is in starting 1 week or 2 week, it's like a very big change for me, because I was like very much used to with big crowds. Okay, lots of people are here and there, and they ask a bulk of questions to us. And but when you are working in home, it's totally alone. Okay, so no one is here. Okay, so I face a lots of challenge initially, and what I face is like initially I start like working while sitting with my parents. Okay, so what happened when you're working or your parents is around us, like they will they feel that you are sitting in home, that means you have lots of time. So they give you a task. Just like I can give you an example, like my mom said, जा भिंडी लिया, हाँ ठीक है, रात को सब्जी बनानी है. So so simply they these type of things like distract you a lot. Okay, so what I personally suggest to those people who are working from home, so if you have a luxury, so try out to lock your room until you are working for the company. Okay, and just take a break in between that and go out for the lunch. And secondly, take a small intervals of break, because right now you are sitting totally alone. So what's the problem when we are sitting alone is that we get a very much frustrated or like exhausted, or lots of anxiety come into our mind. So we make sure that you are talking to your friends side by side and take a small gaps and intervals, so that will be like helping you a lot. Yes, I think.
Thank you so much, Pratik, for that answer. It was great. And so we know that our participants will be having many more queries in their minds and they want to ask a lot. But since we have shortage of time, so we'll be
Yeah,
sharing Pratik's social handles if you're okay, Pratik. So they can reach out to you and then they can
yeah,
ask
definitely.
any queries.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. And also, participants, we request you to fill the feedback form, which we'll be sharing on the chat box. So please do remember to fill that. So we would love to know your feedback for the session. And now I would request to Prashant to come and give a vote of thanks. So Prashant.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Prashant. As you may know, I am the founder of Dexignare. So I hope all had a great session with Mr. Prateek. And I would like to express my gratitude to Prateek for taking out time from his busy schedule to be here with us. Thank you for guiding our attendees, our participants, our audience about the design fundamentals of design and the career opportunities, user experience, user interfaces, and many more. We hope to have you there with us in future as well. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Thanks, Prashant.